You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. So firstly, thank you very much for joining us on the phone. If you could introduce yourself to our listeners, that would be great firstly.
Sure. My name is Michael O'Toole. I'm the Chief Executive of Mentor UK.
So, according to new research, who would sort of local parents want to look after their children if they were no longer able to do so?
Mentor commissioned research to ask people who they would like to look after their children, and if the parent was unable to do so, and 74% of people said that they felt a grandparent would be best placed to do that rather than the child going into statutory care.
So what are the kind of things that lead to children growing up with someone else?
There's a range of complex issues, but there are a few key factors that stand out. Unfortunately, bereavement is sometimes one of those factors, but also parental drugs or alcohol misuse is one of the common factors in about 2/3 of cases of kinship families coming about. That's one of the reasons.
What sort of role does alcohol play in this?
Well, alcohol is definitely one of the top 3 factors in kinship families coming about, and there's a really important factor there as well, which is that parents using alcohol and having problems with alcohol use is definitely increasing the risk of those children or young people being vulnerable themselves to alcohol problems in the future. So it's really important to support those kinship families to avoid that.
So what actually is Kinship Care Week, and what's happening during that week as well?
Well, Mentor's running Kinship Care Week because we want to bring attention to kinship care. I mean, it often happens unseen, and you can think, well, that's very well, family members would like to care for children if parents are unable to do so. But very often, kinship carers need support, they need advice, they need information, they need to understand what their legal rights are and whether they can get any support or financial support. And very often they don't know where to turn. So we're running Kinship Care Awareness Week to bring greater awareness and attention to this. And we're also asking local services, local government and indeed national government to think about kinship care and to understand it better and to understand ways in which kinship families can be supported better.
Well, it's certainly interesting and worth letting our listeners know about what happens. I was wondering, what are the problems affecting children in kinship care, and how can they be helped?
Well, children that come into kinship care have sometimes been through some pretty traumatic circumstances. They in the worst cases, sometimes they're abandoned by a parent, or the parent can have health problems, as we mentioned, drugs or alcohol problems. So the child is vulnerable, and what they need is, first and foremost, is a loving and secure home and family. But then there's lots of practicalities as well. Will they need to move to school? The children sometimes can feel really anxious about this, and that can lead to behaviour problems. So it's really important that we support those families, and particularly those children at this time, so that they have the best possible chances.
Was there anything else you'd like to get over to our listeners that I've not covered?
If anybody would like to try and find out more information about kinship care, or are kinship carers themselves and would like to try and find information or advice, they could take a look at our website, which is mentoruk.org.uk, and we put together a range of resources. There's information about a helpline, etc. on there, so that people can find out more.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to us here at BRFM Bridge Radio on the Daniel Monday Night Community Show.
Thank you very much.